Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Dances with Replicants. This is a Blade Runner game on Gabor Games. I am the game runner. I'm Andy. Let me introduce you to my players. Let's start with Dave.
Hi, I'm David, and I am playing Detective Reid Wildner, who is a human city speaker.
Richard.
Hi, I'm Richard. I'm playing Maximillian Falk, who is a skimmer human.
Rick.
Hi, I'm Rick, and I'm playing Detective Corwin Barimen, who's a human inspector.
And lastly, Javier.
Hello, I'm Javier, and I'm playing Detective Miles Dallas, who's a analyst replicant.
Okay, right. So, just to sum up for anyone who didn't see the first episode, the players are investigating the murder of, it was initially reports of a firefight, and then there were 3 dead bodies who've turned out to be all replicants. There are several other fingerprints, blood stains, and so on, almost for at least another 2 or 3 replicants, and some known, some unknown. There's blood stains from people who don't know who they are. There's blood stains from someone who is definitely human and on file. And there's more electronic investigation done on that front. And all this took place in an old disused mall. And Falk is still at the mall investigating that, I believe. Wildner and Dallas have followed the what appears to be the exit route and possibly the entry route as well. You're not sure of the certainly the team, a group of people armed with caseless machine pistols or something, judging by the ammo, the expended bullets that were found. Quite a few in a couple of bodies and also in walls and scattered around. And you followed them up a disused lift shaft, up some ladders that look like they've been recently installed, up and into sort of the you're still in the lower levels of the buildings. I think you're on floor 4 from memory, and this is still disused, but it's certainly sort of access from ground level is prevented. And lastly, it was Barimen. You're at the Markova Ballroom, where one of the 3 dead replicants worked as a professional male dancer, and you've gone to what is currently being flagged as a separate crime. Whether you wish to link them, we'll see what happens. Where a female replicant dancer has assaulted a singer working there, and she and the female replicant has then fled. Okay, and you've gone to take that report because it was literally in the tower block next door to where you were, and so you were the closest unit on scene to detach one of you to go and investigate this. Okay, because your central control, you've not uploaded any information yet, so they are unaware that one of the dead replicants worked at the Markova Ballroom. Okay, let's start though with Falk. So you're still in the mall. What are you doing in there?
Well, having gone through the bits and pieces I was planning at the end of the last stage will probably be to go back out onto outside, see if anything has changed there, check with the locals, make sure that the police come in and collect all the bodies and weapons and take them back to the lab. And then I think I'm going to head on back to the police department to start looking up on this battery serial number to see if I can trace down which vehicle it came from, has it been reported stolen, that sort of stuff.
Yep. Okay. Right. Now I'm trying. At the end of the last session, you were doing a searching roll for anything you could acquire, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yes, and you did get one success on that. Looking back at the track. Actually, give me another observation check, please.
No problem. It decides it's going to let me in. Come on, very nicely. Observation. Here we go.
1. Okay. Right. Okay. No. Right. Nothing extra for that. Okay. Right. So you. Yep. Waiting outside are so people from the coroner's office to collect the bodies. All kinds of other sort of parts of officialdom starting to take over. And you start to organise all of that, and that starts to collect bodies. You'd bagged up. Sorry, Dallas. You'd bagged up all the weapons, hadn't you? But did you leave those behind or take them with you? There was a baseball bat, a machete, a combat knife.
From my memory, because I actually watched the session last night, the weapons were left behind with the bodies.
Okay.
In my memory.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So all the sort of bagged up evidence you've left behind is collected up. I think Falk, you'd bagged up the battery and so on. So you bag up all of that. Yep. Okay. So and then right, and then once all that's bagged up, you're taking the battery and going back to try and back to headquarters to start to chase that down. Okay. Yep. So you start all that proceeds fairly quickly. You can hand it over to uniformed officers to do all the rigmarole, and you can get on with the investigation. Okay. Right. Then let's cut next to Wildner and Dallas. So you've climbed up the ladder inside the lift shaft, found another supposedly welded shut lift door that has been the welds have been cut but then left in place to look like they're still there. You've prized open the door, come out, and then you'd found there were it's quite disused, dirty, dusty here, and there's quite a line of tracks heading off, and you started following those. Okay, and they make their way further into the building until they come to a stairwell, and the stairwell, you can see it goes down for a few steps, but then has been blocked with poured concrete to physically block the stairwell. Okay, as is quite normal when they're sealing the bottoms of these buildings. Fire safety and so on doesn't appear to be a concern. But you can follow the tracks. It doesn't require any dice rolls. There are very clear lines of tracks. If you want to look at the tracks in more detail, you can, but just to follow them is automatic, and you can see them heading up the stairs.
Can we make out how many people left these tracks?
That would be an observation check, please.
Okay. Let's do that.
I can give an assist if that will help.
So the assist gives you advantage, doesn't it? So gives you an extra one of the lower dice.
Okay, so I click advantage.
Yep.
And I roll.
Yep. And you get 2 successes. One, I think, due to the assist. Right. So between you can work out that there were 6 people. Sorry, let me just double check something before I talk total rubbish as a GM. Yeah, 6 people. One of them, well, one of them appears to be supporting someone else. Okay, so they who is walking but walking with assistance. So there's at points you'd seen some blood stains that appears to have stopped now. Just to clarify that. Also, from they all appear to be fairly sensible shoes, boots or running shoes. No one's in anything impractical to run in. Okay, some of them are combat boots, but not all of them. Some of them are trainers, sneakers. Yeah. Okay.
They get ready for this.
Okay. And you you carry on following the tracks. So they go up 2 flights to the 6th floor, and then on the 6th floor, on the 6th floor, they exit out into the building, and as you come out of there's still a door to the stairwell. It's still part of the sort of abandoned bottom part of the building, but instantly you can feel the night air. Some chunks of what were probably once fairly large windows have been widened out in various places, and it appears that someone has been using this as some kind of garage. Yeah. And following the tracks, fairly quickly it becomes hard to follow the tracks because there's been some kind of probably fairly large skimmer, and that works on a VTOL technology. So a lot of when it takes off, it pumps out a lot of air and as part of its process of taking off, and so a lot of dust has been thrown all around, and the tracks instantly are lost in a complete mess of freshly thrown dirt and dust and so on. But judging by the size of it, a fairly large skimmer, probably a skimmer. I mean, there's not height enough here for a big a truck or anything, but certainly some multi-person skimmer van would be able to fit here. Okay, and that appears to be the end of those tracks.
Okay, well, as we can't see, our quarry has fled. I'm going to start scanning around, particularly looking where we can kind of hopefully guess where the skimmer had been parked, and just have a good scan around just in case there's anything dropped.
Yeah.
Okay, give me an observation check if are the two of you doing the same thing and working together.
I will help him, yes, this time.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you roll with advantage this time. Okay.
Okay. Take that on. 2.
2 successes, right. You find all you find of interest is a couple of rapidly drying, because they've been blown, streaks of blood. That's it, unfortunately.
I will point Miles at it and say,
Yeah,
if you want
he's
to grab some
already-
more of those samples.
Yeah. He's already down there with one of the
Cotton buds and things.
cotton buds, yeah.
So you take another sample. That says comes back again when you analyze it. It comes back as the same blood of the injured human, which, just to remind you, is
The one we identify, right? I have his name over here. Who was it? Ivan Male?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Ivan, yes.
So it's
I think we've got a
yeah. I've just
Yeah.
shown it. Yeah, it just popped up on the screen.
Yeah. Ivan
Yeah.
Male, yeah.
UN soldier, yeah. Retired UN soldier.
Okay. Right. Okay. What do you two wish to do now?
I'm presuming it's long since fled, so just backtrack, I guess, and report in.
Yeah, I'd like to just for good measure, take a quick look to see if there's any other entrances or exit other than the elevator shaft.
Oh, to this floor.
Yeah.
Well, there's the stairwell you came up.
Yes.
There is an elevator shaft. It does appear to be welded shut on this floor,
Okay.
and
So
the weld appears to be genuine.
below the 4th floor, that's blocked. We took the shaft to the 4th floor. Then we've walked up to the 6th floor.
Yep.
Does this keep going up, or is it?
Yes, it keeps going up. At some point, there's quite possibly another concrete block on the stairwell to prevent people coming down from what at some point it will become habitable and used. There'll be another physical block at some point there.
Okay. Because there is a club upstairs, right? That's where the tortured and dead replicant was working on, right?
No, that's in the tower next door.
Yeah.
On the tower
Right.
Now the tower you are. Oh, I forgot. Where's my notes gone? You are in.
Libri Tower.
The Calibri Tower.
That's it. Yeah.
There's a handout for the Calibri Tower.
Yeah, we got that one.
It's 48 stories. Sorry, let me show it. 48 stories. 2 top floors. It's a very expensive restaurant at the top.
Oh, the restaurant. That's right. Yes.
The tower you're in's got the restaurant. The next tower next door has got the Markova Ballroom at the top. And then at some point, relatively soon, actually, once you get into sort of about 10th, 12th floor, something like that, you'd have to go and study it. There are habitable apartments that are rented out, but those are generally accessed from above, and there will be floors further up that are kitted out for skimmers to come in and land, almost like garages within it.
Yeah.
But someone has taken out some windows here to make it possible here.
If I look outside the windows, can I see any like cameras or something pointing at the widened windows?
But I'll carry over the observation check that was done before. Unfortunately, no.
Oh,
No.
that's disappointing.
Yep. Almost like someone has chosen their spot to avoid cameras.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
there will be cameras higher up. You would imagine both the Markova Ballroom and this restaurant will have their own dedicated garage levels in the floors below them, and they'll probably have cameras observing people coming, vehicles coming and going there. That may have caught something lower down.
Okay.
We'll
let the others know, like through comms, that we found this clandestine garage in the 6th floor.
Okay. And where are you heading next? Back down, because bear in mind you've got skimmers on the back.
Yeah, I think back down and then maybe pay a visit to the upper levels.
Okay.
To see if we can get any spottings or CCTV.
Okay, right. I'll cut from you then to Rick. Right. Detective Barimen. Okay, so you are in. It's not the. You've been into the entrance hall of the Markova Ballroom, and this is very plush, and I mean this place is almost slightly gaudy. Do you remember I had I showed you a picture of the Markova Ballroom? That's the actual ballroom itself.
I don't remember that picture, but I agree with you. It's strictly.
Yes, it is. Yes. And And I mean, there are dance competitions, and there is definitely a certain Strictly feel to it, or Dances with the Stars, or whatever you want to call it. And there, but the whole thing, it's all very plush and over the top and slightly camp, and all great fun if that's your thing. Yeah. I mean, but it's things like the cocktail glasses have got little sort of LED lights in them. I mean, there's things like that. Yeah, it's if you can make something a bit more sparkly and slightly more colourful, they've done it. Yeah, a lot of LA in 2037 is quite drab. This is trying to be bright and colourful. And now you're you can see into the ballroom for where you are, but you were actually in reception. Sorry, you've actually moved slightly. You walked into the reception, and then you were shown to one side, a side room, sort of almost clearly the first step of behind the scenes. Yes, it's sort of like not a manager's office or anything, but a sort of a staff area just off the entrance. And there you met the singer, who was this lady. I think I've shown you this before, but Ariana Jean. Yep. Now she has that popped up.
What did it say? Recently employed.
So you've gathered. Right. Sorry. She has from talking to her. You gathered. It's become apparent talking to her. She's only been there working at the place a couple of weeks. She makes a comment about she's only been here a little while. She's not really worked with replicants before, and she was talking to a replicant who's called Gabor.
Yep.
Who is this lady? And Gabor just suddenly flipped out and assaulted her. Yeah. And if you remember when you were talking to her,
she lied.
She when she said that just seemed that you just picked up something, and she said just wasn't quite true.
I got a good roll, I seem to recall, or some such thing. So it's like my bump of trouble.
Yes, exactly that. So
radio that in to the other guys, because I'm more a runner, because I'm the newbie on the squad.
Mm-hmm.
So you want me to chase someone down, I can do that. You want me to shoot someone from a long way away, I can do that too. Talking to people, not bad. I've been trained, but I know people in the group that are better than me. And
well, you're the officer on the ground, so I think it's falling to you.
So I'm saying to her, come on, darling. You're not telling me the whole truth. Do you want to continue this down at the station?
No. She says, sorry, just to be very clear, you were shown she was in here and she's been punched in the face and clearly has had
been punched in the face. But you know what? I'm used to dealing with really bad people, so I've been a little bit brutalized.
Okay. She has she's got blood splattered down her face where she's been injured. She hasn't had any medical attention yet.
I'm not that much of a git.
But the member of staff who showed you in here has then left you with her. So there's just the two of you in here, just so it's very clear. Okay.
I didn't realise she hadn't had medical attention, to be fair.
Well, more than some first aider based at the Markova Ballroom. She's got there's a first aid box sitting on the side that has been opened, and that's about as far as it's got. She's got a cloth sort of to stop the bleeding, and her nose has stopped bleeding. She doesn't look seriously injured. She's been punched and possibly dazed a bit. Do you have any medical skill? Medical aid. Everyone has medical aid. Give me a medical aid check.
I've got a D. Okay.
Give me a medical aid check.
Right, here we go.
She probably could do with being checked for concussion, but besides that, the injuries are superficial.
I've got 1 success. That's not bad.
Yeah. So yeah, I say she could probably be doing checked for concussion, but besides that, injury superficial. Sorry. So you say to her, what was it? Come on, tell me the.
I said, "Come on, yeah, I know you're a little bit." I'll change tack at this point now. Now you've described it a little better. I said, it must have been an awful experience, but there's no reason to hold back. I mean, there's something I can see. There's something you're in shock. You've forgotten to tell me something. I'm getting it in your voice. There's something. It's something's not right here. I can feel it.
No. There's nothing else to say. I just want to go home and rest. There's nothing more to say. I don't know. I was talking to her about nothing of consequence. I can't.
Look, sit down. Just tell me exactly. Just go through. Just take yourself back, and look, just go through with me exactly what happened, play by play. So you're dancing together.
No. Gabor seemed a little on edge and concerned and not focused, and I asked her what was going on, and she said there wasn't anything going on, but I didn't think she was telling me the truth. So I was trying to be nice. I mean, I'm not prejudiced. I treat replicants as
I'm nodding as if neither am I, because I'm not.
So I sort of said, because I'd finished my part of the set, so we were chatting off to one side, and so she didn't seem to be dancing with me at the moment, that's what was odd. She's normally quite in demand, but so I took her off to one side and said, "No, come on, what's going on?" And then suddenly she just seemed to lose her temper and flip out, and she just punched me and grabbed her. I think she grabbed her. Well, someone said they saw her grab her jacket. I didn't actually see that, and then run.
Okay, so and that's going to be on CCTV here, is it? That whole incident.
I would assume so. Yes. I mean, there's cameras. I mean, I honestly don't know what level of CCTV there is in the main ballroom, but you'd have seen her running out in the entrance hall. Give me an insight check.
Well, this again is why I want one of the more experienced officers with me.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's you. Right. There is something. She is right. With one, I'll say she's clearly an experienced liar, and she is
need my experienced liar.
Twisting
experienced liar for the team.
Right. She's twisting her twisting what she's twisting the truth to construct to hide some sort of lie or something. There's something she's not telling the whole truth. There's something being omitted or something being glossed over or something being changed. But a lot of what she said is true, but something is not right. Right. Just pause a sec.
I need Max.
Pause a sec. Right. So you've sent a message saying that you need someone to come in.
Max. I need someone that's used to getting what they want.
Right. So
and influencing people.
So right. Falk, you have at this point when this message comes through, Wildner and Dallas, you are still looking at the you're still partway through doing your investigation of the
garage.
the garage. Yep. Falk, you have you finished passing things over. You were just getting your skimmer to go back to base as you had talked about, and you see the message come through on your oh, I forgot the name. What's the little handheld unit called? I forgot.
Here.
Kia.
Kia. Come through in Kia.
Yeah.
From Barimen saying he could do with what did you say? A more experienced officer here.
I need a more experienced officer
Yeah.
who's skillful in interrogation techniques.
That sounds like torture.
no
Like you want to
worries.
torture someone.
Sorry,
I
Richard, I didn't quite hear you.
reply. That's right. I reply on my way, boot.
I'm happy with a newbie, right? So
Okay.
I'm used to being called names.
Right. It honestly is no distance, so you should be there fairly quickly. It will take longer to park the skimmer in the garage and walk out than it will to fly there. Right. So, the message has come through saying from Falk saying he's on the way. You see that, Barimen. What do you want to do? Can talking to the
Well, I'm going to carry on talking. I'm holding it there, right? I don't want her to leave.
Yeah.
I also don't want her to feel threatened. I want her to feel so far that she's got away with the lie, right?
Okay.
And I'm just waiting for her to embellish it so much that it's obvious.
Okay. So what do you say when she says she gives you the story that she's given you?
I said, well, it's very strange, isn't it? I mean, perhaps somebody entered the ballroom at the time and caused her to panic. I mean, was there a lot of movement in the crowd?
Well,
I mean, there obviously was after the blow was landed. I would imagine.
It's yeah, well, we were off to one side. There was some. It did attract some attention, certainly. There were. I mean, the big night here is Friday night, and tonight is Saturday, and so it's more sort of lots of lessons and so on going on. So it's not actually that full. And just to say, when you landed your skimmer in the car park for this place, there's a reasonable number of vehicles there, and believe me, some of them are expensive, but it's not. There's a lot of free spaces, okay, and when you've glanced in the ballroom, there's quite a number of people in there having lessons and so on, and the ballroom's got a bar to one side, and there's clearly some people there who are not necessarily dancing or not dancing at the moment, having a drink, and there's a social side and so on, but it's not packed. It's not busy, yeah, okay, but it's also not that noisy. There's music playing, and there's live music playing, but it's background for dancing, so it's not that loud. So your assertion that other people would have seen it would have been is definitely correct. It would have something like one woman hitting another woman would have attracted attention, definitely. But it's just people turned. Mr. Coate, do you know her? She's the owner. She sort of ushered.
But obviously, I don't know her, but
No,
yeah, I'll just nod and
yeah. Just for reference.
Yes, we saw that picture.
You saw that last time, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
She sort of saw that I was in distress and came and ushered me in here. As a Gabor had run off, so and I think she's then been working the room and calming everyone down and smoothing out anyone who was at all upset by it and so on. But yeah.
Okay. Well, that's very interesting. But so, what do the other replicants? Well, obviously, you're familiar with the number of replicants you have in the ballroom. What do the other replicants make of this?
I don't honestly know. I mean, they all seem like quite nice people. They they're all extremely skilled dancers. Yeah, I don't really know what they've made of it. Yeah, I'm not sure what I can tell you on that front, to be honest. I mean, maybe you should go and talk to the replicants and
Perhaps when my colleague arrives, I'll take statements. But until my colleague arrives, I have to remain here, I'm afraid, with you. Oddly enough,
I was hoping I could go home and just sort my
you
table.
will. You will as soon as my colleague's spoken to you.
Okay, thank you. And at this point, just
In the meantime, is there anything that you need with your injury there? I mean,
no. Someone's given me some gauze to soak up
do you
the
need a paramedic? We can call a paramedic. I'm sure the insurance can cover it.
I think I can. I'll be able to sort myself out. It's not. It was more being dazed because I've never been hit like that before. It was a lot harder than I've ever experienced.
So exactly how long have you worked here then? You said you were a new
only
hire?
about 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Not the best of starts.
And you've worked with yes.
Who got her the job?
And you've worked with Gabor before a lot, have you, or it was the first time you worked with her?
No. I don't. I mean, I'm not a dancer. I'm a singer, so I don't work with her. But I said I was being friendly. Sorry. At this point, I think Falk can arrive, and you arrive, and there's a security guy. You show your ID, and he's ushers you in here. So ushers you in here. Sorry, I'm assuming that Falk is going to where Corwin, where Barimen is.
Yeah, I hoping so.
You're not going somewhere else first. You want to go straight here, yeah?
No, I'm going directly there.
Okay, right.
The rookie would need some help.
Yeah. Okay. So as she's explained this, Falk, you walk in. So yeah, no. So I was just trying to be friendly with her because she seemed a bit upset, and just sort of, I'm the kind of person that when someone's upset, I reach out and try and help them. Both of you can give me give me insight checks.
Well, both of us.
Yeah, because Falk's in here and heard that as well.
Okay.
You can't assist each other, by the way, because you can't communicate on this.
No, we can't just see it.
Yeah. Did you? Okay. Right. Okay. If anybody wishes to push, then please let me know. And hit the button.
Remind me again what horrible thing has happened to me if I push it.
If you push it and get a 1, then you take, because it's a mental thing, you take a point of stress. And I think someone did last time. Was it Javier?
No.
Sorry,
It was.
Who was
No,
it?
I'm sure. I know you discussed it, wouldn't you? You did discuss it, but I don't think it was.
I asked, but I pushed, but I didn't roll a 1. I think Dave did.
Yeah, I've got a point stress.
Wildner, yes.
Yeah. So if you get a 1, that you get, but if you push a physical roll, you get and you get a 1, you take a point of damage. Sort of straining your muscle or something.
I'm happy to take a point of stress because
Yeah. I think I took a point of resolve as well.
Let me push my. Oh, I've got no idea what I've just done then. I clicked the push button.
So you only take the point of, it is stress, isn't it? I'm using the right. Sorry, I am using stress. Sorry, I'm just suddenly thinking.
It's a mental roll.
So it's point of resolve.
Mental roll, you take a point of resolve.
Yeah.
Point of resolve. Sorry, I'm using aliens terminology. Sorry, apologies.
The terminology is almost sort of
interchangeable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing, same difference.
Resolve stress.
So yeah, you lose a point of resolve if you do it. But both of you have pushed, and both of you have got. Sorry, did you both push? No.
I tried to push, and I've ended up with some bizarreness.
You have to
just re-roll then.
pick the number of dice that you're rolling.
Oh right, really?
Yeah, because you can re-roll just 1.
So if you're re-rolling both, then you just you got D8 to D10, I think, isn't it for you?
So how do I do that?
There should be an option for
When you
D8
hit
plus
the-
D10 after you've hit
When you
push.
hit push button, it comes up with
Three.
there you go.
Yeah.
I'm on fire.
Yeah.
Not.
Okay. So both of you failed. Both of you pushed. Both of you still failed. Right. Okay. So yeah, the wonders of game mechanics. Right. Okay. So Falk, you hear her saying this as she comes in. Okay. But she's fairly hard to read at this point.
Okay, Boot, what we got?
Well, I'll take him over to one corner. I'll just say, well, we've got the situation whereby a replicant just upped and punched her, and obviously she's in shock.
Sorry, are you trying to say this quietly where she can't hear?
No, I'm just going to mutter it. I'm going to
Okay.
mutter it. I'm saying a replicant punched her. That she says there's no rhyme or reason behind the unsolicited attack. I've asked her several researching questions per the manual. But there's something I'm missing, and I can't figure it. It doesn't seem right.
No problems. I go over to her. Right, okay, I understand.
She smiles at you. She smiles at both of you now.
I understand a skin job punched you.
She looks a little.
I look a little.
That doesn't require a roll. She's sort of, her reaction is a bit of surprise at use of that terminology, but yeah, she doesn't react to it. Yes, a replicant did punch me. Yes.
Yeah, well, there's a surprise. Okay, so right, I realise you've spoken to Barimen here, but hit me with your situation. You were talking to her. He punched you. Has this happened before?
No. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was saying to your colleague here, I've only been here about 3 weeks, just over 3 weeks, and she seemed upset. I don't know Gabor at all very well. I mean, I've talked to her before. It's not like the first time I've talked to her, but she seemed upset about something. So I said to her, "How are you? What's up?" And she didn't seem to want to talk, so I took her off to one side to try and have a bit more of a conversation. Just one side of the ballroom, sort of closer to the bar, and then she just lashed out, punched me, and ran.
Yeah, well, you got to trust them. Okay, so Barimen, go and speak to the owner, Dakota, I think it is. See if you can find out any information about this missing skin job. When she had her last baseline, and she hasn't had one. She needs to have one. I turned back to this lass. Do you know?
I'm quite happy to leave actually because I'm not liking some of the stuff he's saying. I don't want to put it in my report.
Okay. Yeah.
I turn back to her. I'm aware that you are a singer and she is a dancer, so you don't necessarily mix in the same circles, and you're new, but you will have seen what kind of clients she's had in the past over the last little while. Are there any regular clients that she has?
Yeah. Yeah. There's one I noticed was because it was a woman, and there was one who she had there's a woman who she wanted to dance the male part, and she was quite athletically built, quite short hair. I'm guessing she's military, but that's all I know. Sorry, that's all. That's a guess, really. Um, Gabor seemed to like her. They seemed to like each other. But when you say client,
When was the last time you saw? I'm aware that they take dance partners and
yeah,
you know.
yeah, dance partners. and she sort of glances around the room and just check that the door is closed and stuff like that, and says, I didn't want to say it before, but you are aware that you are aware that there are extra services available with the replicants here.
Yeah, that's goes without saying. Why have a Ken and a Barbie when you don't utilise them fully?
Jesus fucking Christ.
I told you this guy was going to be old school.
Apologies for anyone watching, but yeah, no,
Yes, yes.
it's a character point of view, not a player.
Thank goodness.
Oh, 100%.
It's called role playing, right? Yes. Yeah. 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 It's the woman I talked about. So I know that she's Gabor's regular dance partner at she has been for the 3 Fridays I've been here. She's been her regular dance partner at the sort of on the competition, on the Friday night competition. I don't know if you know much about this place. There's a competition every Friday night, and that's the big thing that everyone needs to. So some of them will be in at points for regular training sessions and so on in advance of the Friday night. But that's more daytime, and then in the evenings they've got other customers and stuff, and dance partners and so on. But the big it all builds up to the Friday night competition, and Gabor's danced with, I don't know her name, but has danced with, well, actually, sorry, hang on a sec. I must know her name. Hang on a sec. I must know her name because it's been announced. They announced that sort of they parade on and announced. Just give me a second.
I watch it carefully to make sure, because if someone's trying to make something up and trying to come up with a name off the top of their head, there are some telltales sometimes, or at least I like to think so for someone who's been on the force for 18 years.
Give me an insight check.
Sure. Oh, I'm not going to push that.
One success.
Yep, I got a success, but there's a 1 on it.
Point.
Right. You get the same feeling that Barimen had earlier. This woman is a very, very competent, experienced lawyer. She is trying to be helpful, direct you, misdirect you. You can't figure out what she's doing, but she's definitely all the sort of, I'm not sure, I'm thinking is an act. There's a sharp mind in there, and she's trying to misdirect you off. But she's,
I'm going to try to push her, and make her flustered to maybe manipulate or.
Okay, we'll come to that in a sec. She says, yeah, actually no, sorry, yeah, I do know the name because it struck me as an interesting one because the dance master, the woman's name was Prey, but I think because it went up on the scoreboard, but spelt Prei.
Right. Okay.
But I mean, if you need to know who she is, I mean, Mr. Cope will have all kinds of records and will know exactly who she is.
No problems.
Is there any chance I could go home? I'm really not. Really would like to go and rest.
Once I've got the information I need, absolutely, we'll make sure. Once I've got the information I need, I'll make sure that you're given a lift home.
Mm-hmm.
So when the last competition they were in, did they win? Did they lose? How did they come in the competition? Perhaps they were a little antagonized because of that.
No, they did quite well. I mean, Gabor's a very good dancer. Prey is she's a very athletic woman. and yeah, they did quite well. I don't think they didn't win last night. They were third last night, but they seem to be quite happy with that. I mean,
Okay.
I didn't see how it all finished because Prey stayed and the night here in Gabor's room, I assume.
Yeah.
And I left and went home. So I don't. All the replicants live on the couple of floors below, and some of the other staff do as well. I've got accommodation elsewhere, so I don't live here.
Well, thank you very much for your time. And I turn as if I'm about to leave, and then just one more thing. Yeah. Just wondering, have you heard the phrase obstruction of justice?
Right. Give me a manipulation check, please.
Oh, nice.
No problems. And I am going to push that. And I'm going to push that one.
So 2 successes. Okay, nice. Her eyes flash. She can't contain that. Her eyes flash with sort of alarm. I have heard it. What do you mean?
Well, you're lying to me.
I'm not.
The result of which, please, I've been in the force for long enough, and I've been I've been talking to liars and dealing with criminals since you were probably in short pants. So here's how it's going to work. You're going to tell me everything I need to know, and you're going to keep it truthful, or I will make sure that your injuries are dealt with properly by our on-duty medic when you spend the night in the cell.
But I haven't done anything wrong.
You're lying to an officer. You lied to my colleague.
Prove it.
That's called obstruction of justice.
Prove it.
I'm a detective of significant years. Your heart rate is elevated. Your pupils were dilated. You're trying to dissemble whilst you're giving me the information that you think I want to know, or at least the information you think you want me to think I want to know.
I've told you everything I know. Give me another insight.
That's rubbish.
Yeah, she's lying. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was probably an unnecessary roll. Apologies. Thinking about it, that was unnecessary.
Oh, please. Bear in mind, I can take you in, and I don't have to charge you for 48 hours. In the meantime, I'm sure that's more than enough time to get a warrant to inspect your home for any illegalities that we may need, that may have appeared. Look, it's a simple two-way street. You give me what I want, I'll give you what I want. It's what I do specialize in.
Okay, what do you want?
Yeah. I want information. I want to know what actually happened here. And don't give me this rubbish that you've been peddling, or you will spend the next 2 days in cells. Oh, and I'll make sure it goes on your permanent record.
Give me another insight check. That reference to her permanent record doesn't appear to bother her at all. You would expect that would to cause some kind of reaction, and it doesn't.
Assuming, of course, you're going by your real name.
We know she's not a replicant, for sure.
Well, we know she's not registered as a replicant.
Yeah,
there's a difference.
But she does seem to sort of, from the manipulation and so on, she concedes a bit and says, okay, I know that Gabor was very sweet on one of the other replicants, a man called Anton.
That's the dead guy.
Yeah. Boom. Link.
And I think he's not shown up to work tonight. I think she was concerned about him and I think it may be something related to that.
I pull out my Kia and pull up the record picture of Anton.
Which you mean? I assume you mean this one here.
I see.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And she nods.
Do I think she's giving me all the information, or is it just a little bit to try to get me off? Get me off her back.
Give me another insight check.
No problem. Oh, I'm so. Yes, I'm going to push it. I am actually going to push it.
Nicely.
2 successes.
So you still take
Resolve.
1 point of resolve for that, don't you? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Stress.
She has given you. She's definitely given you more truthful information. She's still playing games with you.
Piece of work.
Yeah.
Don't play games. Well, look up to the left, please. I brandish my.
She just shakes her head and then complies.
Okay, I'm assuming she's human.
Yeah, there's no. You use your Kia and that. If she had, so you, what would you say? It's a sort of bioluminescent light, and it would trigger. You shine that, it doesn't trigger anything. No, there's no. She's not a Nexus 8. There's no signs. Or
No.
if she's a Nexus 8, she's got different eyes.
Yeah. Okay, so you're not a Skinner. That's one thing. Okay, I'm going to let you go, but we'll be watching you. And if I find that you have missed anything out of your report that makes a difference in this case, I will come down on you like the 2022 blackout.
Mhm.
Am I clear?
Yep. Definitely.
Good. I gesture over. Are there any unit here?
Just to say, carrying on with that pushed insight roll, she does not appear to be concerned by that. She's faking concern about you coming down on like a ton of bricks.
Yeah. Do we have a uniform officer here?
No, there's not. There's the only people because it was assault by a replicant. The only people who've been assigned so far are Barimen, and then you've come as well.
Yeah, you briefly froze there, unfortunately, but I get the gist.
Sorry. So there's just you and Barimen there. There's no uniforms.
Yeah. Okay. In which case,
I'm not there. I've left.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'll leave Barimen to do what he's doing,
Well-
and I will take her back to my skimmer.
Yeah. She says, no, don't worry. I'll call a taxi.
I think someone should follow her.
Get in the car.
Sorry. I missed that. Richard, what did you say?
I said, get in the car.
Okay. Right. I'm going to cut from you then, and cut over back to Barimen. So you went across to talk to
Mayor Ducote.
yes.
Yes. So the owner. So
Who the moment she's in the bar in the ballroom, the bar side of the ballroom. The moment she sees you coming over, clearly dressed not appropriate for dance classes and so on.
with a badge around my neck.
Sorry.
Badge around my neck and a gun.
You can immediately see the look of someone wanting to manage a potential PR disaster, and she walks very quickly, but not obviously quickly, if you know what I mean, across to you and takes you by the arm and says, "Officer, let us talk somewhere more comfortable," and guides you straight.
I said off the floor in your office, maybe.
Yes, my office would be perfect. Let's go there.
Even I get that.
And she gets you away from her paying customers. And so yes, her ballroom, her office is as gaudy as the ballroom and her clothing.
That's fine. I've got sunglasses.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to quiz her a little bit about Gabor,
Mhm.
and also about Ariana.
Okay.
The work record of both of them.
Mhm.
I suggest strongly to her that we're going to end up having to search her replicant accommodations.
Okay.
Because
So right. So sorry. So start with that. So you say you need to search the replicant accommodation. So
We do.
just Gabor's, or do you mean everyone?
We have a replicant on human crime. We also have a dead replicant who used to work here.
Dead replicant who used to
Yes.
work here.
Yes.
What? Who?
Anton.
Anton.
AN704LP.
Anton's dead.
Yes.
He didn't used to work. He does work here. What do you mean he's dead? He can't be dead. What do you mean?
He's dead.
He can't be.
Murdered. Retired illegally.
Give me an
Dressed
insight.
any way you like.
Give me an
Dead.
insight. Give me an insight check.
Ooh, okay.
And you can have advantage on this.
Ooh, whatever that means. Oh, advantage. That means I get to tick the advantage tag, which I've never taken.
And it rolls the additional. It's like being assisted, essentially.
And I still fail.
Do you wish to push?
Fifth edition D.
Yeah, I'll push it. Do I get to push the
It's
extra
like fifth
dice as
edition
well?
D&D.
I think you get to
I
push.
could end up going out of here in a box. What's I get 3 levels of stress off this. What happens when you get 3 levels of stress? I'll push it, and I shall push. Well, I can't push the extra dice. Can I?
Can you not? Okay.
Not that I'm aware of. Oh, hang on. Well, I'll just click them. Anyway, there we go. That'll do. I got a 1!
You take a point of stress resolve. Okay.
I still fail. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
6 dice. Failed to get over 6.
Right. Yes. So Anton can't be dead. What are you talking about?
I'm looking for stress on my character sheet. Bear with me.
So
Resolve.
there's a resolve.
It's below health.
Okay, stress. There we go.
Below health, yeah.
I now have what? So I've just ticked the 1 box. Yeah.
Yep.
Tick the other way around. Okay, fair enough. Okay, good. Yes. Sorry. Back to the game, away from the mechanics.
He can't be dead. I only saw him a few hours ago. He Okay, I mean,
sit down. Tell me. What was he doing last night?
No. And this can't be true. And she walks over to.
I'll show him my Kia. Show her. Sorry, my Kia. Because on my Kia, it's the same picture that Falk showed the other one, right? And at the bottom of that picture, it says illegally retired.
Yeah. Okay. She seems to be almost not accepting it's true, but it is. But then realizing it's true, she actually goes and opens up a cabinet and takes out a bottle of gin and pours herself a very, very strong gin and tonic, which she then seems to
drink whiskey. I mean,
yeah, she's a definite gin and tonic lady, it says illegally retired. It's not an accident.
No.
This
is why we need to dig a little deeper here. It seems that it may be related to your.
What can I tell you? What do you need to know?
Everything. Absolutely everything about him, about the interactions he's having with people, about any jealousies that's going on.
Okay.
Customer list.
Customer list is very good. Thank you, my ear. Customer list.
Right. He's a very good replicant dancer. He's been with me nearly 6 months. He's very popular. He's got quite a number of clients. I would say there's only really one regular client who's his sort of Friday night competition dance partner, who is Avril Desai.
Avril Desai.
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 Yep.
Okay.
Jealousies. Avril is she's a very very dedicated competitor. I mean, she's a good customer of mine. She might not be now if Anton's dead. She's absolutely. If this has to go in a report, please don't say it to Avril. But she's clearly quite enamoured with, or was enamoured with Anton.
So that's fine. I don't have a problem with human replicant relations.
Well, I mean, you do understand that I have a license for more than dancing.
So I believe, again, none of my business.
Well,
That's not what
so Avril would regularly pay on Friday nights for full services with Anton, and so do the competition, dance, and then stay the night. So, but she, I mean, I'll have to look it up, but I can give you a list of all of Anton's dance partners. But the only regular one from memory is Avril Desai.
That's fine. If I mean, just forward the records to us. That'll be fine. Again, we would like to search your replicant accommodation sooner rather than later. We have a tech with us investigating the murder already, and he happens to be another replicant. He's really good at his job.
Okay, certainly that's fine. That's fine. You could certainly search
I'm
his room.
On my Kia, calling forensics.
Right. Okay. So let's cut because you two have been doing it. Let's cut to you two a second. So, you have finished searching. You've climbed back down the ladder. You're back in the abandoned mall, which is now there's an entire another set of photographs been taken of the bodies and stuff like that, and so on. Even though you've already done it, the bodies are all being bagged up and taken away by the coroner's office. Is there anything you wanted to do here before you leave? Wildner or Dallas?
I can't think of anything.
No, I mean, we've pretty much covered everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we.
So there are no cameras, no tracks, no access to other places obvious, at least.
No, not.
I think we.
No.
I mean, you can have another search of the place if you want. You've had a fairly good search round, but I mean, you've not spent. It's a big place. I mean, you remember the map? Do you remember the map of it? It's switch if you need. It's quite a big mall with multiple shops and so on. So you could carry on searching it if you wished, or you could. But at this point, you get a message through from Barimen about. What did you say that you?
I require forensic services to search the accommodation, please.
I begin to pull out my
CCTV to see who are our murder victim, and I'll call him a murder victim. I mean, people may say he's been legally retired. To me, that's murder, right? But we need to search the CCTV to see if he left with anyone. And we need all eyes on there because it looks like it might be a related case, and it's
definitely
the only lead.
I mean, we know it's related, right? Because he works there, and
well,
doesn't give us
isn't it? So it's the only one that's
we still haven't found the link with the attackers.
Exactly.
Yeah, we need to. Yeah.
So, Wildner and Dallas, what do you want to do? Do you want to go up to the Markova? Well, you don't have, also, you've each got your own spinners here, so you don't have to stick together. So you can go separate places. Do you wish to go up to the Markova Ballroom? Do you wish to do something else? Do you want to stay here and search more? Entirely up to you.
I think we probably want to split up because forensics is needed at the Markova. I want to go up to the top of the Calibri Tower and see if we can get CCTV or any way we can hopefully maybe spot the fleeing attackers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So I shall go up.
Okay. So you two start traveling. Okay, let's go back to Barimen. Okay, so you send this message about forensic support. Okay, but Mr. Cote is still. I mean, the gin is helping, but she's still in shock.
That's okay. So I'll. Do we have capsule services? Capsular services.
You could pass on some, but you would probably have to be paying for that. But
Yeah, well, I've got a counsellor just in the other room. He's really good. He's got 18 years experience, and he's seen it all before. Let me get my colleague in. He'll help you. He'll help you decompress here. I can see you're in shock.
She actually, because you've asked about it, she actually she's got a key card machine to one side of her office, and she actually gives you produces access cards for Gabor and Anton's rooms and gives them to you.
Thank you so much. I shall give this to forensics when you arrive. In the meantime, you shouldn't be standing. Lie down on that couch over there. You're obviously in shock.
She says, "Oh God."
The couch from the photograph, in fact.
Yeah. She. Brilliant.
There's no shame to it. There's no shame to it.
My subordinates can. It's not too busy tonight. My subordinates can handle it. Okay. Yes, and she pours herself another gin and then sits down.
Just take a moment. I'm assuming you're not driving after this because that's the police thing to say, isn't it? You know.
Are you going out to try and find Falk then?
I will. No, on the key. I'll just key.
Right. So Falk, you've just started to walk out of the sort of staff room that you were in with Ariane and Jong, and your Falk your Kia pings again, and it's Barimen saying come to the manager's office.
I have a quick question then to the ref.
Mm-hmm.
Can it be assumed, and I'm willing to knock off Chinyan for it, that I have some kind of tracking device that I can slip into her pockets?
Nice.
Interestingly, she's actually wearing sort of she's actually got an outside jacket on, which doesn't look like the sort of thing you'd be singing in. So someone has obviously given her that to keep her warm from shock or something like that. Yes, you can knock me off a Chinyan, and you can. Actually, no. Sorry, hang on a sec. No, let's do this properly. This would be I think this would be a connections check, isn't it?
It is. It will be. Will that count as being a black market?
Is it legal to place tracking devices on potential suspects?
Do we care if it's legal or not?
Warrant,
is she carrying?
If you've got a warrant,
like a civilian Kia device.
Kias are very. There aren't really civilian Kias.
Like a device, like a smartphone.
Well, they don't really have so this is the Blade Runner universe technology. So there's a lot of use of video phones in booths and stuff like that. So actually, it's quite low tech on that. So no, she doesn't have any communication device like that. She's got quite a reasonable size handbag, and they can't think it. She's already got her handbag and coat with her, which is someone's provided a coat. But she's also got a handbag as well.
Interesting.
Give me a connections check. Okay. If you put one Chinyan in it, you can have it at advantage, because I think this is a fairly basic things. But up to you if you want to put that in or not.
Well, also if it counts as black market, I've got a talent that allows me to use connections at advantage.
Okay, I'll let
And as-
instead of putting the one, I'll let you have that black market advantage. Yeah. So don't worry about the chin yen. Just roll me a connections at advantage. Yep, certainly. Yep, you can plant a right. You have a tracking device to plant on her. To plant it though will be a stealth check.
No problem. Okay.
Steady hands, steady hands.
So I will try to distract her by talking at her.
Fantastic. Double success.
Right, and she will get a dice roll.
That was a real dice.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Sorry.
Right. Are you happy with your? Well, I assume you don't want to push that at all.
I can't push. I can't push unless I want to re-roll the dice I already have
Yeah,
successes in because one was
Okay.
a one.
Right.
So,
You slip it into the pocket of her. Well, actually, it's quite a small thing. Do you want to slip it in a pocket? Where do you want to put it? Pocket of jacket or?
I would say in her handbag if I can do so as a kind of as I'm aiding her along her way.
Okay. Okay. Yep. Slip it in there. Give me an observation check.
I'm gonna have
Push
to.
it, push it.
Why is that? Why is that an advantage?
I forgot to change it back to.
So ignore that roll. Take the
I'll
advantage off and re-roll it, please.
Yeah, no problem.
There's a pistol in her handbag.
Ooh.
No problem. I will remember that, but I'm not going to act on it right this moment. And
Okay.
as soon as I let her go, I'm making a note and pinging that onto the Kia.
Yeah. You don't think she spotted you either dropping the tracking device into her handbag or that you spotted the pistol. Okay. She actually goes to the sort of reception for the place and asks them to get her a taxi. And then she sort of wanders off to a sort of a drop off. There's a sort of drop off entrance to the Markova Ballroom as well as the car park, and she goes off to there. You could there's a point. There's even a signpost saying collect taxis this way or something like that. Okay, and she starts wandering off.
I'm going to go to the person. I'm going to go to the person she asked to organise one. Say, flash my badge.
Mm-hmm.
The taxi service you use, is there? Do you know which vehicle? Can we find out which vehicle it's going to be that will pick her up?
Yes, certainly, officer.
If you would do that right now, that would be very helpful.
Okay. The receptionist he organises a taxi to come and pick her up, and then gives you the identification number for the. He takes an identification number to give to Ariana, even though she's left, and then gives it to you.
No problem. I will report that to the uni, see if they can organise a tail on that, or to track it, because I'm guessing there might be something like LoJack on the taxis, because they want to keep an eye on where they are.
Mm-hmm. It would make sense with lots of flying vehicles. Yeah.
I'll get that tracked, and then I'll head to meet up with Barimen.
Okay. Right. I think at this point,
because people want to call him Barimen.
Yeah, I know. I can want to
John.
I think at this.
Corwin.
I think at this point. Dallas will turn up as well. I need a very quick bio break. Can I just leave you guys chatting? I'm going to leave it all recording. Leave you chatting. Just work out what you want to do. But Dallas arrives, so Barimen, Falk, and Dallas, you can all have a bit of a conflab about what's going on if you want. And Dave, by all means, join in. But obviously, you're not there in character. I'll be back in a sec.
And
So-
just briefly, I'd like to say I do apologise for anyone who might find my character's prejudices problematic. It is completely in character.
Oh, one question I had was the key card you were given. Is that the same as the one we found on one of the bodies?
Good question. When I hand it to our tech,
Yeah,
he'll probably go.
that's a thing I think just to compare. That was with just trying to my notes. I can't remember where we found that. Was that on
The key?
I think that was on
Key card
Darius,
was
wasn't
on-
it?
No, the key card was on Anton's jacket. It was because I searched that. I actually watched the show yesterday when they streamed it, just to remind me where we were.
Yeah, overcoat key card. Well, he had a key card for the ballroom. There was another unidentified key card from
Probably, but
Darius or his
No,
colleague.
there was a chub key as well, an unidentified chub key.
Yes. Where did I have that written down? I have not written that bit down. Because that was
Yell, not chub.
Yeah. There was a card that Dallas passed to me from the two.
Yes, I found it. I found it in the
I'm just wondering if that's the same.
So that one, I mean, just from her reactions, I think she's implicated, right? Like if Gabor had something with Anton, right, and she suggested that something bad had just happened to him or something, she maybe got upset, punched her, and left, something like that.
The fact
and that's why maybe she doesn't. I mean, she's been there for 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Maybe she's like, it was a plan, right? It was a plan. Like she doesn't care about. There's something super sketchy with this.
Yeah,
I don't think we're going to see her again. I think this is it. Yeah.
Oh, you reckon she's one of us, effectively?
Yeah, or like Black Ops, something like that, right? Like not a Blade Runner.
A fantastic twist, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Our only suspect is an undercover cop. Oh.
Right. Okay. So just as you're Falk, just as you're finishing getting details of the taxi that's going to pick her up, Dallas arrives. You've also parked in the car in the garage bit, and the three of you can then reconvene in Mr. Kurtz's office.
Q&A.
Okay.
We have 3 activities to do, don't we? We've got to review the CCTV to see who he left with.
Yeah.
If he left with anyone, and find out when he did leave, actually, to be fair. We've got to interview the other replicants, and we've got to search the rooms.
And we also want to know how...
Review the list of people that...
Yes.
All right. Is this discussion taking place in front of Mr. Coate?
I can see no reason.
No, well, not necessarily. No. We I mean, I will meet them, and tell them that let's. I mean, I will check the CCTV, see who's been coming in and out. But I think it'd be from what you've been telling me about. What's her name? Ariana. Yeah, Miss Young. I think we should check who got her the job. Because she's very recent, like some who got her her position here in the club. Because there's something that smells fishy about the whole interaction with the other replicant. I'm gonna go check the tapes. I think I know where they are, and I will just use my experience.
Okay, so you go and start reviewing the CCTV, right? Okay, Falk and Barimen, what are you two going to do while Dallas is reviewing the CCTV footage?
Well, I wanted forensics to toss the rooms, but we can go and toss the rooms.
So you two are going to go and toss the rooms, okay?
I might actually say,
I'm
as
gonna
you
have a
wander
brief-
off to look at the CCTV, whoa, shouldn't you be tossing the rooms?
I can do either of them. It's the same.
First,
Right. Just to
we'll
be
go and review the CCTV.
game.
You can toss the rooms.
Okay. Okay.
I will pull out my bags and begin to warm them up. Right.
And obviously pass across the 2 keys for the 2 rooms. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to speak with Mr. Coate
You want to speak with
before
Mr.
I
Coate?
join.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'll do the CCTV.
right.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Then, right. Let's start with the CCTV. For Barimen. Do you make me your choice of a tech or an observation check?
Oh, observation. My tech is D.
Okay.
Right. Here goes. Nope.
Do you wish to
You're
push?
just useless with machines.
I'm going to have to push it, aren't I?
You're going to push it. Yeah.
I'm going to have to push it because I think this is quite good. Well, it's quite good. I don't know. So I push both dice. An 8 and a 10.
Okay. Right.
Yes, that's
So-
what I'm talking about. Yeah.
So you spinning through various bits of CC. This takes a bit of time to spin through. Okay. And this isn't just CCTV footage. There's actually sort of filmed footage from in the ballroom, almost a sort of. It's almost like they're filming a TV show, but it doesn't appear to be broadcast anywhere. But they're sort of the whole thing is enhanced with cameras and things like that. And even though it's not an actual dance competition tonight, some of the cameras are going, and a lot of them are automated cameras, and so there is footage of it of the conversation between Ariana and Gabor, and it is vaguely as it was described to you, but it looks more like, with that level of observation, Ariana going to Gabor, saying something to her, Gabor following Ariana out in across to the bar, and then Ariana saying something to Gabor, Gabor looking shocked and surprised and unsure, hesitating for a few seconds, and then panicking, punching Ariana as described, and then running out. And Ariana, she goes down, punched, but she gets herself up and goes and follows initially. She doesn't. She only when and there's separate footage of Gabor running, and she runs out into the hallway, the reception area, goes into the staff area, grabs her coat, and which, if she lives in the building, it strikes you as odd that she's got a coat in the staff room. At that point, she decides that the coat is a big long one, which when she puts it on, covers up the sort of quite skimpy it's quite tight-fitting dress she's wearing. But she takes off the sort of sequined high-heeled shoes, which look awful to run in, and then runs out barefoot. Okay, and you can follow her running, and she seems to go down multiple levels until she runs down multiple levels until she gets to a there's some of the towers are linked by what are called sky bridges, and she gets to a sky bridge that takes her across to a different tower. Okay, not to the Calibri Tower, but to another tower. Okay,
Ooh.
and at that point she goes out of the CCTV range of here. So the Markova Ballroom seems to actually have access to CCTV for most of the ballroom, so most of the building. Okay, or at least the bits that the Markova Ballroom still controls. Ariana, Gabor having fled, Ariana then seems to be on the verge of leaving, but is sort of prevented from leaving by several other people, primarily Maya Dakota, who seem to be concerned about her injuries and take her into the staff room. And then, I mean, literally 20 minutes later, you see yourself arrive. Okay. But also with three successes, working backwards in time, you get to a point where Anton is on the camera. Okay. And Anton is, you get earlier in the day, Anton is dancing with a dance partner, conducting a lesson, teaching a student how some dance moves, and off to one side, Gabor is dancing as well. And then Anton finishes with a dance partner and is showing them out, and they leave. And Anton appears to be about to start a break or something like that, not really sure what. And Ariana approaches him, speaks to him, and then Anton goes and gets his coat, which also he's got a coat in the staff room. And he then exits the ballroom, and he works it out. And following the cameras, he works his way down within the building to a point where his sorry, he works down the sorry, that's right, down through the sort of the habitable levels of the building that are owned by and used by the ballroom for staff rooms, and then into other apartments that are rented out, and then you got through. So there's it gets down to a point where, from what the camera seemed to indicate, is the bottom level of the habitable part, and then there's of this building.
Okay.
And then there's a security door, and he takes out a key from his pocket.
A Yale key.
It takes you some time, but you know that bit in Blade Runner where they zoom in on a particular frame. You do all that kind of bit. Yeah, and yeah, it's a Yale lock, and he opens the door, goes through, shuts it, and that's the last you see of him.
All this is going on to Kia as a report.
Yep, certainly, and that's
everyone else.
Yeah, share with everyone. Yep. Okay.
Available, yeah.
That
can I get copies of the footage?
Yeah, absolutely. You've taken copies of all the footage. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Just say his reaction. When he talks to Ariana, and he seems to sort of nod in a little bit of surprise, nod in understanding, and then leave.
A little bit of surprise.
After she spoke to him, and then, yeah, okay. Right. Let's go back to Falk with Mr.
Question to the GM, just a moment. Do we have lip readers?
Right. Lip reading.
I can't do it. But someone on the force, do we have access to that?
Well, you see, I think actually, I mean, if it's going to be covered by any skill, it's going to be observation. You've got 3 successes.
All right. What do you
Um,
say? Is it holy beep?
Richard, there's not a speciality that gives you lip reading, is there?
Not that I'm seeing. I'm just looking through them now.
Don't think there is. I can't
No, I
remember.
think it's quite limited.
No. Okay. Right.
Might be within the technology of the Esper machines, which is using to clip the
Actually, yeah,
footage.
maybe. I don't know.
Right. Because of angles, you don't get too much. All you get is Ariana saying to Anton, "You need to go and report in," and he's then surprised by that instruction, and that's when he looks at Ariana and is almost reappraising her, like she's not who he thought she was.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Right.
I think.
Yeah. Right. Falk, you want to talk more to Mr. Coate?
Yeah. So go into the office, assuming we weren't already there at the point where we started going our ways.
She seems to recognise your experience by offering you a drink.
Yeah.
She's got a fully stocked
Whiskey
bar.
straight up.
Yeah. She knows how to pour a good drink, so it's a good deep amount of whiskey. And
That's why I became a skimmer.
Yeah. You would estimate she's on her 3rd gin already,
Good.
and she's
That'll
pouring
help.
strong. Right. The other officer was very good, but clearly quite young. Are you in charge?
Yeah. Basically, I'm the senior officer.
Okay. I need to make sure that this doesn't have, I mean, a dead replicant from. I don't know if I've ever had to say this before, but I need to think about the publicity of this for potential bad publicity. What was he? How was he killed? What was going on?
I'm afraid I can't discuss open cases, but what I will say is we will try everything we can to keep it out of the news. But think of this: if it does break, then a little notoriety can sometimes be the best promotion.
You see a calculating mind, a 3 gins calculating mind.
When I have my best ideas.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. How can I help you, officer?
Well, I mean, first of all, I just want to make sure you're comfortable. Obviously, this is a bit of a shock. Now, out of character, I don't know a lot of the stuff that Corwin's just discovered, so I'm going off the basis of what I don't know yet.
Okay.
So, how many replicants do you have? Are they leased or?
No. I purchased them. This is quite a profitable business. I currently have 27 replicants. Well, sorry, 26 replicants, or well, Gabor's run 25 replicants.
How often are your replicants put through a baseline?
Well, they're, I mean, fairly regularly as advised by the manufacturers, but I haven't really had any problems with them before. I mean, dancers can be highly strung. I mean, just to be clear, not all of my dancers here are replicants. There are human ones as well. So so there are occasional bits of jealousy and things like that, but I run a very friendly family here, and everyone works well together. And um, the the dancers, both human and replicant, occasionally do show dances together and things. And there's a lot of it's the entertainment industry, so we're entertaining people.
Yeah, I would say though, with any piece of equipment, you need to make sure it's properly serviced and maintained.
Oh, I
and
am doing.
mental servicing is still.
Yeah, we are doing the regularity of baselines advised by the manufacturer.
Good. Was this last baseline show any anomalies or?
No, Gabor. Well, sorry, I say that I don't believe so. And she taps on the computer on her desk, and swivels the screen. You can see Gabor's baseline records, and it seems fairly normal. Gabor has been working here for. She's one of the early created entertainment models. So, I mean, and also this business must be bloody profitable if she's got 27 replicants. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. I understand that Gabor had a reasonably regular dance partner called Prey.
Yes, Prey Kowalski.
I would appreciate if you could
Sorry,
provide me. Okay, no, I would appreciate if you could provide me with contact details, because of course we will need to interview her for. I'll try to keep it as non-obvious as to what it's about, but you know.
yeah, I mean she's a woman of high standing. She's an officer in the UN Armed Forces.
Connection with the soldier.
Yeah.
She's normally she's one of these officers who rotates back here, back on planet for a while, and then actually spends a lot of her time in the outer colonies.
Does she? Actually, I'll have to check elsewhere. You wouldn't have that information. That's helpful. Thank you. Well, if I think of anything else, I'll get back in contact, and I'll pull a card out of my jacket and pass it over. And if you think of anything you think might be helpful, please do contact us. And if there's anything you need, just let me know. I'm sure I can assist you in.
Certainly.
Down the whiskey.
We should maybe look for Ivan's face in the security cameras of the what's the name of the ballroom? The Markova.
Okay, we'll come back. And you've got because Barimen, you haven't just taken the footage that's got Gabor or Anton in. You've got the entire footage for the last from every camera for the last 12 hours or something like that.
It accidentally gets deleted.
Have you deleted
As it happens.
Have you deleted it?
No, I said in case. I've taken it all.
In case, yeah.
In case it accidentally gets deleted.
Gotcha. Right. Okay.
As it happens, yeah.
Okay. Right. Let's then flip to
the other security camera thing.
I was going to look at the cameras for the
yes.
Library Tower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do that first. Okay.
I'm interested in finding the people that came in and then flew out. So that's what I'm trying to track down.
Up high, you get a better look at there's essentially 3 tower blocks that are in a not quite a triangle, but they're linked with sky bridges at various points. So there's the Calibri Tower. There's the Prospect Tower, which is the one that's got the Markova Ballroom at the top. Have I? Yeah, I've shown you that and collaborate. And then the third one is the Barimen, what's called the Barimen Tower, which is actually I think it's the tallest at 70 stories, and it's got a hotel at the top called the Sapphire Circus, which is a hotel but has a regular sort of circus performances going on to entertain its guests. Okay, you are in the fashion district after all, and so it's all sort of very high end entertainments and services. Okay. Did the Barimen Tower turn up to you all?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Now piecing together footage. Okay. So you're cross-referencing, so your estimations on time windows and things like that.
Yeah. So basing that on the original incident report.
Okay.
Take those as timings and then windows either side.
Yeah, with the footage from the restaurant at the top of the Calabria Tower. Okay. Can you give me... Right. I have to say, I think this is going to be a tech roll because you're trying to trying to piece together bits of footage.
I was hoping for an observation. Well, there you go.
I'll let you choose tech or observation.
Definitely go for observation. It's only marginally better, but it's still better. All right, let's give that a whirl.
Oh,
Stake up.
that should have run.
I wouldn't push that one. Well, you can't push that one. Okay.
No, I can't. There's nothing to roll.
So you're going to need more footage, but it occurs to you that if you get footage from the other, you could take a copy of the footage without any problems. Okay.
Right. I will do that.
Sorry, just to be clear. So the restaurant is there. You speak to the maitre d'. They're all quite. He's polite, but trying to keep you away from any form of guest. Doesn't want the police upsetting any guests. Gives you full access to their security team, who runs you through all the footage and shows you. You can't really spot anything on it, but is quite happy to give you a copy of the footage. Okay, you'll need to then take footage and pair it up with the other two footage from the other two buildings. Will give you a sort of cross reference, because it does occur to you that the way the vehicle would have left, it would have been into the middle of those three towers before it then exited. Okay. Unfortunately, I think you're a bit stuck there.
Yes.
What do you want to do next?
Do
you want to try and go and get that other footage from the other?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go do a circuit through the other towers and get footage covering the same period, and then just see if I can get someone with better tech to patch it together.
Yeah. Okay. So you then go and get it from the Sapphire Circus hotel, and then you will eventually arrive at the Markova Ballroom to get their CCTV footage. What Barimen has taken so far is all the internal footage. What you're getting is the external footage, so it is a different set. Okay.
Yeah.
And that will get you there as well. But something, I'm going to come back to you because you're going to get a call in a sec. But let's go and do.
The rooms.
Oh, actually, I need to finish soon. I need to finish in a sec. So actually, let's do that call first, and we'll come back to.
Okay.
We'll have that next session. I think, unfortunately, we'll have to start with Miles going through the rooms. Right. Just as you're landing your skimmer at the Markova Ballroom, Detective Wildner, you get a call in your Kia from your from Lieutenant Sawyer, your
commanding officer.
Commanding officer. I haven't heard from you in a while. I need a report, but more importantly, you need to get to a TV and get a news channel on, there's footage of the firefight. Someone videoed the bloody thing, and it's
Christ.
it's on there as abuse of replicants and murdering of replicants and anti-replicant activity, and it's all being spun as an anti-replicant attack. I've already done some digging and made some calls. The footage appears to be the person who appears to be providing the footage to the TV stations is a freelance journalist called Evie Chakrabarti.
I'm on my way. I will confer with my colleagues.
But
we'll get onto it as quickly as possible.
Get to a TV first of all and see the footage. I'm getting copies once I've got a proper, because different stations are showing different bits. Once I get as much footage as possible, I'll send it to your Kiers.
Very good.
Okay.
Read out.
Actually, I think we've got 2 minutes, a couple of minutes just to do the searching the rooms. Give me a Detective Dallas. Give me a observation check for searching the rooms.
Solid.
Are you happy with 2, or do you want to push the other one?
I'm happy with 2, I think.
Okay. Right. Okay. So you start with Gabor's room, and that is completely uninteresting. Absolutely nothing of any great notice for your investigation. The room of a young woman who is reasonably well paid and has quite an extensive wardrobe, probably as part of her job. Okay. Anton's room, on the other hand, is very different. Well, physically, it's the same, but for a male dancer, very extensive wardrobe, quite well appointed, and so on. But there are 3 things of interest on here in the room. First of all, there are several listening devices set up around the room, concealed listening devices hidden around the room, designed to pick up transmissions. Give me a tech roll as well, please. Okay, I'm assuming you're not pushing that.
I'm okay with that, thank you.
They are very small, very concealed devices set up to work on a short range transmission only. So they are transmitting what is going on in this room. They are currently working, and whoever is listening is relatively nearby. Not really concealed, but those are hidden in various places around the apartment. Every single room is covered: bedroom, bathroom, lounge, kitchen, the whole works.
It's just audio. Is there any video as well?
No video at all, just audio.
So I'm gonna just, I want to make a sound. I just ignore the devices as if I didn't notice them.
Mm-hmm. There is also, this isn't really concealed, it's just in the back of a drawer on the bedside cabinet. There is, there's 2 things in the bedside cabinet. One is like an earbud comms unit that you would just plug in an ear, but it's something that you could receive only on. Okay, it's got no transmit facilities. It is receive only. And the second thing is some is a bottle of some. Sorry, actually, this isn't in the bedroom. This is in the lounge next to the bar. Next to a drinks cabinet. There is in the back of the drinks cabinet is a bottle of some form of drug. Some unlicensed, some unlabeled bottle that you take one look at and go, that is some form of medical drug, not a narcotic.
I will snatch that. I'm going to snatch that and grab the pin and put it in my ear.
Okay, we shall leave it at that point and pick up next time. Okay.
Okay.
Hope you enjoyed that, guys.
Yeah, it was fun.
Hope anyone who's watching enjoyed it, and there'll be another episode at some point soon. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll be back soon. Thanks so much. Bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.